Hello everyone, welcome to Oceans. It's a digital adaptation of a board game that I'd never heard of until I found the Steam version, the digital adaptation. It is free on Steam, but only kind of, right? It comes with, you can play online multiplayer, and you can play against an AI that is absolutely horrible. And you're playing with a limited deck. So it kind of lets you get introduced to the game. And then for I don't know, $7 I think, you get the real AI and the rest of the deck. So I think it's a pretty cool game. I can't imagine I'm doing a long series on this, but I'll at least show you guys how the game works. And do one game against the AI. I don't know what I was in the middle of. So we'll play against hard, and I've always set it to balance. I don't know why, why would I care what personality it has? I want it to play as well as it thinks it can, which seems to always involve playing a lot of whale feeders, or whale cleaners. Anyway, so this is a game themed around the, bio, what do they call it? Biodiversity undersea. It's your two opposing players who are each managing a portfolio of species of fish and trying to evolve them to be better and work with the other stuff in the ecosystem. Sorry about the funny aspect ratio, by the way. I can't fix it. It appears to set itself to the aspect ratio of my monitor, even when I'm not running it full screen. And so I can't just tell it run in 1920 by 1080, which is what I usually do. Am I going to do a whole tutorial on this game? We could have played the tutorial, but instead I'll just kind of describe stuff briefly. So you have, I guess I'm first. You have a hand that always has 6 cards in it, and you get your cards are traits, and you can play traits onto species. And a species can have, some number of traits, usually up to 3. Maybe it'll change depending on the scenarios here. Looks like no. And you can have as many species as you want, and you can only play 1 card per turn, though, until the Cambrian explosion, when we can play 2 cards per turn. The trick is that you only get to do a limited amount of gathering food every turn. No matter how many species you have, you can only gather the same amount of food, basically. And so you have to... this is kind of well, okay. Shark feeder's okay? Shark cleaner? I keep saying feeder. So, for example, I'm going to take this shark cleaner, and I'm going to play that as my new species. As a new species. That's my play of a trait for the turn. Now it's my turn to feed. I get to, for 1 species of my choice, it can feed either by foraging from the reef here. You can't generally forage from the oceans. You have to move fish from the oceans into the reef if you want to forage them. As always, there are exceptions to things. For example, in this game, we will eventually have, but don't currently have, long-haul migration, which is you can forage from anywhere. So the only reasonable thing for me to do here, in fact, the only legal thing, is to forage from the reef. So I have a forage value of 1. That's the default for any species, unless something overrides it. So I take 1 fish from the reef and put it on my fish board. Then, when I'm done feeding, all of my fish, not just the one that fed, age. 1 population is removed from them and put into my score pile. So you'd like to have lots of fish doing things, but you need if there aren't enough fish around to age, then a species will die off and disappear. So you have to build up kind of an engine of how to keep multiple species alive. Finally, at the end of your turn, you may, it's not finally, I guess, there's more stuff, but you may take 1 deep card. So the cards we start with and the ones we draw from this deck are kind of boring. There's only 12 of them, and it's a huge deck. You see the same 12 all the time, and they're fine. They're decent basic cards. The silvers and golds of, if you like the Dominion analogy. Over here, the deep cards are more powerful, but we can't play them yet until the Cambrian explosion, which I mentioned earlier, and that's when we empty Ocean 1. This first Ocean Zone. When it's emptied, we'll be able to play 2 cards per turn, and we'll be able to use deep cards. but will also age twice as fast, so you need, like, to be sort of more self-sustaining by then. I don't think I'm going to grab a deep card just yet. I don't know what my plan is. I mean, I'm hoping to do a lot of stuff with attacks, because this Shark Cleaner has this ability that if a species with a lot of attacks, it gets 2 population kind of for free. And I have these Apex Predators that I'm planning to use to attack, and that'll produce food for the Shark Cleaners. That's what I would like to do. These are both related to attacking, but they don't seem... They're like defensive, not offensive. In fact, maybe what I should do is take 3 so that I can... The 2 that you don't take cover up these 2. Maybe I don't want these available for my opponent to be able to... Yeah, let's try that. Now these 2 will be covered up by whatever I don't take here. Oh, and great. Acute smell. So this gains extra fish, extra population. Oh, gosh. The Deep Sea Kraken's also good. So this benefits from my Shark Cleaners triggering, which I'm hoping to happen. And this is, you know, a way to make attackers more powerful. Now let's try the Deep Sea Kraken. You can discard as many cards as you like. I don't think I need 2 Apex Predators. I'd rather go looking for Shark Cleaners. And you always draw back up to 6 after this. So these 3 cards, if I don't want them, I kind of get to replace them. Now it's opponent's turn. They made, what was this, speed? Yeah. So this is kind of a generalist thing. It can forage for 2, it can attack for 2, and it can defend for 2. So it's hard to attack. But I have an Apex Predator, which can get through that shell. And I think that's what I'm going to use right away. So let's play this Apex Predator as a new species. And I'm going to attack their speed fish. I only get 1, because I have 3 attack and they have 2 shell. But that's enough to get through. And in the meantime, my Shark Cleaner gets to go off and get 2 extra fish for free. So, you know, on turn 1, I gained 1 fish. On turn 2, I took away a fish from them and gained 2 more. So I kind of swung like 4. I don't really want any of this. I don't care if they have all that either, so no deep. Symbiotic's pretty solid. Tentacled is nice. I don't think I need transparent. Bottom feeder is questionable. It could do something. But it's... Yeah, we'll just throw that out. And now they're going to eat the excess fish from my Shark Cleaner. A little annoying. Well, there's not that much we can do here. I think we just play Schooling as a 3rd species. Hello? Not Schooling. That's not the one I meant. Symbiotic as a 3rd species. So this one gains 1 when the species to the right forages or attacks. So now my Apex Predator can eat this fish, and we get 2 more species that are each. So I'm scoring 3 points a turn here, which is one way to look at it. The other is like how many fish are created, because the fish on your board generally eventually become score, unless your opponent takes them away from you. So I kind of also produced 4 fish this turn and scored 3 of them. It's not clear to me as a new player which of those is the most important, is the right way to think of things. Do I want any of this? I don't know. Bioluminescence. Okay, remind me what's happening here? Oh yeah, Protective Shell is going to make my Apex Predators worse, isn't it? But, no, that'll be in the future. And I can place, like, you know... It just means I need to get even more attack to make this plan work. Let's just pass on all that. I don't think Schooling is necessary, and Tentacled is tempting. It's nice for this to be able to attack a lot, but... I certainly don't want 2 of them, I guess. And it's not clear that I'll be able to play even 1, really. but I'll see what I can do. Now, opponent... I missed what happened there. For some reason, they had a fish... I think it was their bottom feeder, actually. Or wait, did they have bottom feeder? Am I confused? I don't remember what they had. Didn't have any population when it came time to age, and so it went extinct. That's generally undesirable, but, you know, sometimes it's the best thing you can do. I mean, I could manage yet more income if I wanted by playing another symbiotic. So there's symbiotic. This one is when it's to the left. This one's when it's to the right. So I could just make this existing species a little bit more self-sustaining. Because pretty soon, it's not going to be too long before we empty out Ocean 1 with this shark cleaner constantly gaining fish out of the ocean. And I have a pretty fragile setup here where I'm not getting a lot of excess fish. Excess population is the technical term. And so it might be reasonable. Like I could put symbiotic out here, which I'll do just for example. And if I'm still allowed to undo until I attack. If this attacks, this will get 1 because it's symbiotic, or not this one. Whoops. I could play this symbiotic, so that when this attacks, this guy gets 1, this guy gets 1, this guy gets 2. Everyone is happy. But very soon, I'll start having to... When the Cambrian explosion happens, remember I mentioned earlier briefly, you have to age 2 fish from each species. And I think that having all this symbiosis, like, gaining 1 fish, I think these might all start dying out very quickly. So what I'm going to do instead is just make this fish even more symbiotic. So it gets 2 when this attacks. So now we have 2 species that are a little bit more buffered from the brink of disaster. This all still seems bad. But I guess, okay, Cambrian Explosion's coming up soon. We should go looking for good deep cards. I'll take a Tentacle Leech, I guess. I don't think schooling... We don't have ways to concentrate a bunch of value right away. And anyway, it's going to be tough to attack later, so... I mean, I guess get rid of Tentacled, go looking for more shark feeders. We've already got Deep Sea Kraken, which is kind of like a better Tentacled anyway. What is this? Why did it gain extra forage? The stats on this thing are as though it had 2 instances of Speedy, but I only see 1 of them. That's weird. Well, pretty much the only reasonable thing I can do, I think, is put more Apex Predator on to get through this. Because everything depends on my Apex Predator being able to attack. I guess it could attack this if it had to. That's not so bad. You can attack your own fish. And I have some spares lying around. If there was something better I could do than play another Apex Predator, that's something I could consider. The thing is, though, I'm going to gain 4, at least, this turn. Which is going to trigger the Cambrian Explosion. And so I'll have to age 2 at the end of my turn. Does that matter to me somehow? I don't know. It still seems good to try attacking them, I guess. Oh, right, because I need 2 fish on this. That's why I was thinking about that. Because if I attack here, I can only gain 1 because there was only 1 there. Whereas I was able to get through 2 of their fish. So Cambrian Explosion has happened. And now we're all eating 2 fish a turn. I'm worried about how fragile everything is for me, but, you know, what am I supposed to do? What does this do again? I don't know. It won't let me look at it while I'm supposed to be picking a deep card. I don't want any of those. Give me a new one. Symbiotic's decent. I mean, it's just like... So we already have Symbiotic. You saw some of those here. This is the deep version of Symbiotic, which has an arrow pointing in both directions, so any adjacent species. Likewise, this is the deep version of Speed. This is 2/2/2. This one is 3/3/3. Actually, I think I should take Speed because I'm going to need a lot of attack on this Apex Predator to get through the protective shell that they're going to get before too long. Do I want inking? No. The rest of this stuff all could be playable. A third Apex Predator feels pretty bad, but maybe I'm going to need it. Let's assume I don't. I drew another anyway. Okay. Another inking too. So, okay, opponent is attacking there. Oh, there's not anything to eat. Oh no, good. Their thing is a shark now. So, wait, why am I only gaining 1? This doesn't make sense. I should have gained 2. Ah, they have something that attacks shark cleaners. Very nice. Okay. That's rude. So whenever a shark cleaner gains a population, this takes 1 of them. So instead of gaining 2, it's only gaining 1 effectively. And they're kind of getting to clean it to benefit as well. Well, Tentacle Leech isn't doing anything yet. Speed here seems good. I guess? Inking on one of these, like on the shark cleaner, would stop them from attacking me? So they couldn't keep doing that. Yeah, that actually seems valuable. So let's ink this up. And I think... Wait a minute. How are these guys going to get enough food to live? Nobody has enough food. That's very bad. Playing this doesn't help because it doesn't put extra fish on this. If I had tentacled still, I could play it here and I'd be fine, but I don't. Well, not fine. Yeah, because these guys would have enough food for me to eat at that point. Ugh. Is there something else I can do? I don't think so. This is a really nasty situation. Okay. Well, let's throw some symbiotic on this then. So that on their turn I'll get a little bit of... Actually, I wonder, how does this work? These guys gain both from Shark Cleaner and from Symbiotic. If Symbiotic goes off, does this count as Shark Cleaner's gaining because this fish is a Shark Cleaner? I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I guess we do this. And cry a lot. Because notice I didn't have the 2 for this to successfully feed, so it's dead. Okay, well, maybe we're just going to transition away from shark cleaning, I guess. What can I... Let's take a cephalopod. That's pretty powerful. And I guess I'm not apex predating anymore. Just getting... I mean, yeah, it might be nice to help with my shark cleaner, but it's starting to look like that's just not going to work out anymore. Opponent did a good job of putting me in a bad situation. Wait, why did you attack your own fish? Oh, because it triggers shark cleaners? You don't have any, though. Triggered my shark cleaner? Huh. I don't know. Seems weird. So, we need to put something over here to start triggering this symbiosis. And we have to figure out a way for these guys to get food as well. Or let them die. It's sort of looking like they might just die. Parasitic, is that any good? No. So, like, giant cephalopod and speed does a lot. Maybe I am just letting this entire species die off. It's miserable. But I don't see how I can actually keep it alive. I mean, I could. And not develop something over here, I guess. I could just have... But then this dies, so... Okay. So this is our first time playing a deep trait. So it has... They have a cost in the top left. We've been looking at the, like, you know... The surface cards also have a thing in the top left that's a number, and it's very similar. It's like just a thing in a fish. But they're different. So well, I guess they're the same. In both cases, these are the migration value. We haven't done any migrating, and I don't imagine I will be doing any all game. Opponent has done some, though. Whenever you could play a trait, you can instead discard it. And you migrate a number of fish equal to the number in the top left, here, 9, from any body of water to any other body of water. So if the reef gets empty and you need to go foraging again, you can like migrate stuff from an ocean in there. So that's true for migrate card, for surface cards and for deep cards. The costs on deep cards are, or the numbers on deep cards are much lower because the number serves another purpose. They're also the cost to play a card. Since deep cards are better than surface cards, when you want to play one, you have to spend points from your bag equal to its cost. So I'll just, I don't know, put them back in the reef. Who knows? And I'm pretty sure we want speed here. So this is now allowed to feed. Oh, I have to pay for that too. It's allowed to feed 4 times in a turn, which will trigger this guy a lot, obviously. Oh, wait a minute. This is a shark, because it's the advanced version of speed. So I totally can keep these guys alive with their shark cleaner ability. Oh. Wait a minute. Oh. Should I wonder if I... Oh, no. I keep getting confused. So this guy's pointing here and here, which means it's good that I didn't put the cephalopod over here. I put it over here so their symbiosis won't trigger. So I can, like, do this to take 2 fish, or 1 fish? 1 fish away. But importantly, that triggers the shark cleaner, so they're going to live. So I guess I should calculate whether it's better to forage or attack myself. If I forage, how many fish do I net? 3, 4, 5, 5. If I forage, or if I attack myself, I guess I also get 5? But I get to redistribute them a little. I get fewer of them here. I don't know. Also, more of them come out of the ocean because of my gains instead of coming out of wherever I forage from. But I can forage from the ocean if that's what I want. So that, like, it's not a relevant concern, I think. All right, I don't know. Let's just go forage. Ah, I'm so bad. Oh my god. No undo. I'm so bad. So, if you ever have your board completely full, which is 10 by default, but can be changed, you have to throw away fish down to the maximum of 5. I don't know. Let's put him in there. Who cares? So, I'm bad. I should have attacked here and put fewer fish on this guy, and then I wouldn't have been overpopulated. Electroreception's not bad. Yeah, that makes it a lot better to attack them. At attacking them. Parasitic should be pretty good, in fact. Tentacled, I don't think is going to be necessary. We're already very tentacled. Yeah, I was thinking this wasn't going to be a shark because speed only gives 2, but I have the deep version of speed, not the surface version, and that's worth 3. Still, I think opponent's in very good shape. Well, I don't know. Maybe not. The scores are private. In principle, you could track them, but the game doesn't encourage you to do so. Okay, another symbiote here is something we can keep going. Ooh, a shark cleaner is maybe even better. So let's... Okay. Do I need to empty this fish out? Like, I could play Parasitic to... They have a whale cleaner now. So this is a shark and a whale. Parasitic would let me empty some fish off of this thing. Because right now it's gaining like 9 a turn, right? Which is sort of a lot. But I think we can reduce it. I think we can avoid overpopulation. So let's go with something that nets more fish. Do I really need even more for this? I mean, not really. Wait. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So let's get 1 fish here to trigger all the cleaners. And, I mean, if I go foraging, it helps them. So I'd sort of rather not. Let's eat some of these fish. Actually, maybe these are even better. Oh, I can't because they have... I could have discarded inking, I guess, to allow myself to attack here. Because now, yeah... If I attack something again, this is going to go off. It's going to get too overpopulated, and I'll lose a bunch of fish here. So attacking anything is bad. I could forage. That gives me 6 fish, and it gives them 3. I guess that's fine. Oh my god, I can go again? No, thank you. So this is probably going to I mean, this might be the end of the game. I wouldn't be surprised if opponent can gain these 8 fish, and that's what signifies the final round. I went first, so if opponent empties during their turn, that'll be the end. I won't get another go. I don't know, I guess I'll take one of these, though, just in case something interesting happens. I have the greatest attack, I assume. No, I only have 3. That's 4. So this could be good. This costs me 4 fish to play, but it takes 4 fish away from them, so it nets 4 points. The rest of this kind of doesn't do anything, I think. Parasitic could be worth something. I'll keep it. Ooh, they can make my shark cleaners overpopulate, can't they? They didn't do that, though. They did empty... Yeah, so this is the end of the game. They emptied the third ocean. It gets filled in with, like, excess fish, so you never run out when you need more. That's a lot of whale cleaning they just did. How are the scores? I have no idea. This wasn't my strongest game. I might have lost. No, okay. Won by a fair margin. So, like, that's Oceans. It's fun. You know, the AI doesn't put up that much of a fight, but you do have to kind of think through what you're doing, at least. Anyway. I don't know. I've played this some in 2-player. I'm not sure whether it would play better with more players or not. Like, it seems neat to have interaction with multiple people, but also there's the kind of problem that a lot of turn-based multiplayer games have of just like, when it's not your turn, you spend a lot of time doing nothing. So, I don't know. I suspect it wouldn't be all that much better with multiple players. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.